Hello and welcome to another Let's Play by me, the GamerWolfSix of 1979 Black Friday. On the last Let's Play, we had family dinner with, family, and we came out to another protest, which, as you can see, since I'm at a pause screen, things are kind of going a bit action-y and horribly. And I probably should warn that I'm going to be political, because hey, a game about politics and revolutions and all that stuff. So, let's pretend to be a Native American next to a United States Army. Oops, shit. Sorry. Good thing I only have to start the action at the time. Yeah, that works about as well as... well, I've said things at the last Let's Play. There's a good amount of time where he doesn't do much.
He's been shot. He's bleeding from his stomach.
Go! Are you sure you know what you're doing?
So he's still alive, isn't he?
Barely. Just...
Ali, it's gonna be okay.
Careful, little cousin. This is gonna hurt, Ali. Okay, I gotta stop the bleeding.
Oh, sweet spot.
Oh God.
Okay, patch him up. Let's go. Hurry!
Everything's gonna be okay, Ali.
We need to go. The soldiers are coming right now.
Get him up. Let's go.
We need to get off the streets.
Follow me.
Yeah, so, they decide to shoot us.
We need to get out of here.
Which way? Which way?
To the right. Stay with me, Ali.
Oh, thank God. Please help us.
Reza, what are you doing here? We
need to get him to a hospital.
Ali? Hey, don't move.
There's been enough bloodshed today. Hossein, Ali.
Reza, tell him to put down this
Get out of the way,
gun.
Reza.
Hossein, put that down.
I can't do that, Reza. Step aside.
Please.
Hurt your brother.
Oh, shit! I forgot about that.
Thug, Ali. I'll put you
Put
down
down
like
your
a dog.
guns, both of you.
Please,
Take your
everyone.
best shot.
Please, Hossein, put down the
Ali,
gun.
put that down.
Ali,
Get out of the way, Reza.
Put it down, Ali.
but, like both of you, seriously,
Please.
stop.
Please put down your gun. My brother will shoot you if you don't. No, he's not gonna shoot you. He won't shoot you as long as I'm here. Hossein can be reasoned with. Listen to me.
He's a snake. He's a puppet
Listen
of the
to me,
shop.
If we don't get you to a doctor, you're gonna die. Ali, put down your gun and let me save you.
Okay, Reza.
Shit,
Hossein!
I mean, that other guy's probably gonna die.
Hold your fire. Hold your
I need
fire.
your help.
You need to get to the hospital. I'll cover you. Hospital's 3 blocks away. Hurry up, Dadash.
What about you, Hossein?
Shh. Get back. Get out of here. If they arrest you, I can't save you.
Okay,
Got it?
okay.
Dadash, I won't forget what you did.
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! Go back. Go back.
He's bleeding a lot, Reza.
Hey, Flo. Come on. Let's get him
Come
up.
on, Reza.
Boy, this is going as well as a Palestinian protest. Hey, I said I was gonna be political.
This way, Reza.
It's not like they're conservative with their bullets against children.
I got it.
Put him down. Put him down, Jenny.
It hurts, Reza.
There's so much blood, Reza. Turn him to his side.
Oh great, more mechanics.
Is it bad?
There's no exit.
Well, fuck.
Reza, 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 never come back out. I don't want to die, Reza. I want to go home. I want to see my mom. I want to help me call baby now.
Bob Action, it's gonna be okay.
He's probably gonna
Help me.
die.
Come back, I'm gone.
What do you want
Do
me to
something,
do?
please help me.
Reza, show the world what happened here today. It's okay, Reza. It doesn't feel cold anymore.
Bobak! Bobak! Bobak, no! Bobak, no!
We have to go, Reza.
Can't leave him. What will I tell his mother, his father? Bobak, please, Fidosh.
The soldiers
Wake
are
up,
here. We need to
please.
go. Bolancho.
Okay.
Yeah, take a picture before he dies. Well, as he's dead.
Reza, let's go. Come on.
Hold on. I am no more. A candle spreading light. I gather no more crowds. And, like smoke, I am all scattered now.
I'm not sure if it was his ID or my ID, but, well, yeah, you probably don't want to leave an ID where they can, you know, go back at us.
Bobak is dead! Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you wanted to know?
Dadash. No, don't say anything more.
Shut up.
I'm done, Hajaha. I'm done.
Khafesh
I won't
Hussein.
do this anymore.
Hussein, what's going on?
Sorry, Reza John.
You've been lying to me?
They made me do it,
You've been
Dadash.
working with Hodge?
They made me do it.
Once Sabak, always
It's about my
Sabak.
family,
It's
Lord.
me that you sit down!
Where is she?
I'm a lesson.
Where is Bibi?
I told you, I don't know!
No more.
Oof.
Listen, quiet!
Bal, all good. Bibi, she was the mastermind behind the bombings. She was with you when you were arrested. Where is she?
I'll never tell you where she is.
Are there different endings? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to look it up. I mean, I guess I could use my phone right here. That was an interesting game. You know, usually as an American, whenever you think of Iran, you think of, you know, death to America, death to Israel, Islamic extremists that are just worse than the Taliban, can't be reasoned with kind of thing. At least, you know, during the Bush eras. I know my stepdad's like, they want to take over all the Middle East, and it's like, really? I mean, maybe. I wouldn't know. I mean, they're one sect of religion that doesn't like the other sect of religion, but then it's like, okay, what about Saudi Arabia? They seem to be very, you know, spreading their influence all over the place and attacking Yemen, committing war crimes and all that stuff, but as long as they're giving us money and, you know, using their political influence on us, then I guess we're all fine with that, you know? And then Israel. It's not like they bomb and assassinate other people from other countries. Because it's like, they can get nuclear weapons, but if anybody's like, maybe nuclear weapons, like, I don't want anybody in that area to have nuclear weapons, but it's like, they'll assassinate people from other countries. Not just in the Middle East, but right now speaking just the Middle East, and they'll bomb other countries, and they know that nothing will happen to them, or it'll be really hard for something to happen to them, because all they have to do is ask America to defend them if they ever get attacked. I mean, hell, they, you know, attacked the USS Liberty and to try and draw us into a war with another country, and we were like, we're going to hide you guys attacking the USS Liberty because, if me, the president at the time, brings doubts, then evangelicals won't vote for me. Anyways, right, endings. Though, also, there has to be more to this game, because it can't be, oh, finger the person who attacked that guy, and it's... I looked it up and it was like, A, it's the wrong person, you don't get anything, and nothing is the solid thing. But it's like, okay. Is it just gonna leave it there? Okay, apparently there's 2 endings? I mean, it just seems weird to be like, he shoots that one, like, I was being, you know, cooperative, and then... Your friend dies anyway, but if you choose your ally over your brother, it turns out he eventually teamed up with your torturer. Ali's the bad guy? Or the guy that seems to be very violent? Oh yeah, and I did look up when this game was made. It was made like 2016, so it was a while ago. Oh, maybe there might be future episodes? Sundance Institute. I mean, revolution should be peaceful. I mean, at some point, guns are probably going to come out because the person in charge, or people in charge, whether it's the government, corporations, wealthy or powerful or famous, are going to... Some of them will be like, okay, you want us not to be in power, you want to be in power, okay, we'll just leave. And then others will be very shooty, and at some point... If England decided that it wanted to kill Gandhi and all those other people, then shit, like, peaceful protests could only get so far, I guess. But again, I am on the side of peaceful protests. Trying to use force is bad. Let's see, you choose not to throw rocks. Yeah, you don't want... like, I agree that, you know, those people didn't become soldiers to be like, fuck these other people. I mean, maybe some people, but like, some of them are supporting families, you know? Like, people that join the military and go to the Middle East, or people that join the police aren't always bad people. A lot of them are good people, and like, they need the money, and it's an easy thing to go to. But then there are some people that are like, we're gonna be huge dicks, or hey, we go in, we'll get kickbacks, aka the Bismarck police, so that we can, we get money to, you know, be violent against Native American people, and that kind of thing. Yeah, didn't think anybody was the mole. It doesn't really say there's a mole, unless there's a second game. Yeah. It is kind of, like, maybe there'll be a second game, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything about a second game, but maybe there is. Well, there's a thing down here that said maybe. But yeah, I picked Jafar because he was an asshole, but I don't think it... Yeah, I chose to be cooperative. I was hoping that maybe, at the very least, you'd give me a quick death. Quick and easy death. Or at the very most, you'd be like, you're innocent or cooperative, so you have a life outside doing stuff. I don't know. And kind of a hard choice, but like, Guy on the left. I feel like he's a bad guy. The guy on the right, he's not a great guy, but he seems to be okay, you know? And also maybe if shit hits the fan, he might be able to help me. I don't know. Anything extras? Achievements. Oops. Nope. Click. Probably should blur that. Let's see, flap. Here we go. So did we unlock all the things? Yeah, people say that he was a weak and ineffective leader, and yeah, he probably was. Though the thing I always find funny is when it comes to that sort of stuff, it's people are always like, "Oh, what's his name is so great." Who is it? Ronald Reagan, because day one he came into power, and then Ryan was like, "Okay, here's the hostages." But then I've actually heard something where it was like, "Yeah, Iran really didn't like Jimmy Carter, but Jimmy Carter was able to, you know, go, hey, here, sure, we'll do this deal," which came with, I don't know, money or weapons or something like that, "but we don't want you to get the credit, so give it to this other guy." I should probably look that up. Like, how much did Jimmy Carter have to play in hostages? I know that, I don't know how well, what's his name, Ronald Reagan's thing was with Iran. I know there was the Iran-Contra scandal where he sold Iran weapons and then used that money, you know, the black money, to give it to the Contras, the, you know, violent capitalists of Nicaragua. And he didn't go to jail because of, what's the thing, plausible deniability or something like that? Where they could, even though it was under his administration for high, and the thing of high people, you just couldn't pin it on him because it could have been somebody else that did the whole scandal. Republicans seem to be very good at, you know... Oh, Butcher. Huh. So that guy was famous? Oh, based on a real person.
I have repeatedly said.
Too bad the moderates didn't, you know, get into power.
The Iranian government says that the death toll from the terrorist attack on Cinema Rex and Abadan has officially reached 400. Radio Iran reports that the bodies of 377 people were recovered from the rubble. 2 weeks ago, the cinema was filled with moviegoers when terrorists, who were positioned at all four corners of the theater, set it ablaze. The exit doors were locked, leaving the patrons unable to escape the building. Our BBC journalist in Tehran says that this is the biggest act of violence involving arson that Iran has ever seen. Another cinema in Shiraz was burned, and a bomb explosion in a restaurant injured one person. A week before that, a total of 3 people were killed at a cinema in Mashhad.
I wonder if they have, like, hey, here's the actual people that did it, or if it's just kind of up to speculation. Wait, Hezbollah means Party of God? Huh. I didn't actually read into these the first couple of times I went into it. Or read into them too well. Like, I'm reading well into them of things I'm particularly interested in, but other ones I'm just kind of like breezing through. Yeah, again, from what I know about Iranian history, you know, modern, is they elected somebody into power that wanted or did nationalize the Iranian oil. Then the West didn't like that because, hey, whenever a country tries to, you know, get control of its oil, whether it be, you know, legitimate or less than legitimate, they react very harshly. And they did a coup which put some, like, king in power, and he's horribly corrupt. And, in general, horrible. And then that caused the revolution. You don't give people indifference, you just say it's patriotic to work, you know, for not adequate pay. That trying to ask for fair wages or living wages is being very, selfish. They need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Is opium the same as opioids? Opiate opioids, I guess. Saltwater, huh.
From the position of strength and not weakness or powerlessness. As powerful movement, we have several demands from the government, and they must be met. First, the Islamic laws must be implemented, and any laws that are against Islamic law must be terminated. As in Article 12936, the laws of the nation must be the laws of Islam. Second, all our political prisoners and exiles must be released and returned home. Third, that the Holy Imam, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini,
Jeez.
yes, return to his country of Iran, and with my blessing, seize power from the opposition, and become the leader of the Iranian people. Fourth, that those who assume office must be committed and trustworthy people, and honest in their intentions.
Okay, I guess it's the end of that. No, we don't want, what's it called? Sharia law. We want Judeo-Christian law, because that's the good one. I always find it funny when whenever you have evangelicals here being like, Sharia law, bad. Judeo-Christian values, great. Because rape should be, you know, prosecuted with, you know, money and marriage. Which, you know, does actually happen in some places in the United States where the family heavily influences or puts pressure on, you know, the person that was raped to marry their rapist, regardless of age, in some places. Or like, what, a week ago, Utah's like, hey, you know what, since we're Mormon and all that stuff, how about we decriminalize polygamy, or make it, you know, a lot less, of a, like, crime or anything like that. Which, like, personally, if you're like one of those people that's like, hey, you know, one of those, like, if everybody's equal in that thing, then okay, sure. But if it's a religious kind of thing where it's like one dude and a bunch of women, then it's like, hold the phone. Like, basically, I'm fine with it as long as there's equal footing and no kind of religious or monetary, like, or very little amount of, like, pressure.
The foundation
or
of
family
our
pressure.
Islamic government is based on freedom of dialogue and will fight against any kind of censorship. In the Islamic Republic, the rights of the religious minorities are respectfully regarded. Our future society will be a free society, and all the elements of oppression, cruelty, and force will be destroyed. We would like to run the Islamic government like Islam at its beginning, so that people know how different the Islamic democracy is from other democracies. If the people of the world know the benefits of Islam, my hope is that they all become Muslims.
Like, another thing that just kind of popped into my head, like, Iran definitely has lots of problems. Like, if you're, I think, gay, they're like, hey, you should become transgender, which in the Middle East is pretty progressive, but it's kind of like forced or something like that. But then it's like, in Saudi Arabia, our closest ally, it's like, if you're, atheist, then death by execution. Well, death, anyways. Execution.
Women are free in the Islamic Republic in the selection of their activities and their future and their clothing. These words that you have heard regarding women in the future Islamic government are all hostile propaganda. In the Islamic Republic, women have complete freedom in their education, in everything that they do, just as men are free in everything.
Okay, so I don't know much about Khomeini. I think he's the guy that came in charge. So either... So, like, I'd have to think that this guy didn't, you know, get it. But maybe he did get into power and he's probably saying bullshit or changed his mind? I don't know. I'm just feeling like, yeah, these words seem pretty nice. What he's saying seems pretty nice, but I don't think that's what exactly happened in Iran. Granted, you don't tend, whenever you see United States, especially Fox News media, of Iran, it's usually death to America. So it's kind of interesting. Over the past, what, decade, you've been seeing less death to America, except for when, you know, the United States broke its treaty, for once not against the Native Americans, but against Iran, being like, even though everybody in the world except for Israel and the Republicans say that, you know, you're abiding by the rules of the thing, you know, even the United States got, like, special forces, or not special forces, but our spy network was like, yeah, Mr. President, Iran's, you know, following the rules, North Korea isn't. Trump's like, you guys are complete idiots. Of course Iran's doing the nuclear weapons building and North Korea is not. I want a hot dog. Just get like hot dog buns, but I already went to the store today to get milk. Because I like my tea. Salami sandwiches sound great, I think. I mean, a good old big old sandwich sounds great. And tea. I don't know about salted pickles. You don't want to exactly be trying to listen to a movie and hear... you know, eating a pickle and it's being loud. Since this is the last episode, yeah, I'm going overtime. I love how in America, especially on the right wing, it's, hey, pay your workers a living wage, or, you know, treat them like they're not just resources that you can hire and fire at a whim, or something like that. Or something somewhat, you know, left-winged, and it's like, oh, but that's socialism, and socialism is communism. Heck.
But in the East, the goal of politics does not involve the bureaucratic aspects of public administration. Rather, the more widely used term for politics in the East is siyasat, or so-called shepherdly politics, and it implies there being a vanguard and guide for the people. Therefore, the government must either undertake the commitment of leadership and the disciplining of the people and society to the best condition possible, it must assume the role of the teacher of the people and the leader of the people, or no, it must be the petty administrator of the society and the keeper of social order.
And I also love how in America it's like, intellectuals are leftists and terrible people who want smart people in charge. Science? Just because, you know, 99% of scientists say that, what is it? I hear ranges from 97 to 99.9% of scientists say that global warming exists and we're causing it, and it's like, I don't know. It seems like there's still an opening left for it.
The media has the freedom to express all Iran's realities and events, and people have the freedom to form any form of political parties and gatherings that they like. My proposal for establishing an Islamic government does not mean a return to the past. I am strongly for civilization and progress.
I really need to look up this person to be like, okay, how full of shit is he? Like, did he start the party and was thrown off the, you know, main power thing? Or what? Or is he complete bullshit?
Don't listen to those who speak of democracy. They are all against Islam. They want to take the nation away from its mission. We will break all the poison pens of those who speak of nationalism, democracy, and such things.
So I guess this is him being like, going against that, because speak of nationalism, democracy, or such things. So it's like, don't go for Iran, don't go for freedom, go for Islam. I mean, it seems like it. Seemed to be a very turn of face. when they do da da da, all I can hear is something all night long. I can't keep all these things, like, is the Shah, that's the, is that the, like, current regime, I think? And Savak, is that, like, the group that brought the regime into power? Also, I'm just thinking of this thing in the Lorax. Like, I remember, I used to be a Republican, I used to watch Fox News, and Fox News being like, this Lorax movie is turning kids anti-corporate. It's like, boy, a movie about corporations destroying the environment and somebody wanting to preserve it so it can get some pussy. I mean,
Taking
Not the worst thing.
history as witness, I declare that we, the Pahlavi dynasty, nurse no love but that for Iran, and no zeal but that for the dignity of Iranians. Recognize no duty but that of serving our state and our nation. As commander of this monarchy, I make a covenant with Iran's history that this golden epic of modern Iran will be carried on to complete victory, and that no power on earth shall ever be able to stand against the bond of steel between the Shah and the nation. No foreigner or his agents will ever have the chance to penetrate the unshakable structure of our national sovereignty, because Iran's destiny is now shaped by Iranians and for Iranians. And this shall always be the case.
So who's talking?
A person who is related to the outlawed two-day party, or in other words, is a traitor. Such an individual belongs in an Iranian prison, or if he desires, he can leave the country tomorrow, because he is not an Iranian. He has no nation, and his activities are illegal and punishable according to law. I have heard the voice of your revolution. As Shah of Iran, as well as an Iranian citizen, I cannot but approve of your revolution.
I guess
As
Khomeini?
Shah of Iran, as well as an Iranian citizen, I cannot but approve your revolution. Let all of us work together to establish real democracy in Iran. I make a commitment to be with you and your revolution against corruption and injustice in Iran.
Oh yeah, I remember, I think I was looking at a wiki. Apparently, I think the creator received death threats or something like that, and it's like, oof. And the Iranian government or some group in Iran, like, really didn't like it, this game. I think it said, hey, this game says that it wasn't just a Muslim movement, it was a whole bunch of people, uniting against the, bad guy. Which, yeah, movements and governments don't like that. Like, whenever... Like, yeah, Iran? Not cool. Very bad shit. But also getting back on my thing is, like, whenever you think of American Revolution, it's always, hey, all the Americans against England, except for maybe Benedict Arnold or something. But then it's like, oh, you actually look at history that's, not Texas textbooks. And it's like, oh, 1/3 was for revolution, 1/3 was against revolution, and 1/3 was kind of on the border. Oh, and the people that were doing the revolution, God, George Washington was an actually terrible general. He was known for losing a lot of battles. And he had to get a Prussian guy to really help him, organize his militia. The Prussian guy, I guess, fled Prussia because, hey, he swung the other way. lot of money, especially in those days. Oh, I guess that's the end of that. Yeah, I did my spiel, and this game certainly did too. I'm sorry if I alienated some of my viewers of this, but, like, these are my feelings. I'm critical of big governments, and also small governments. I'm definitely critical of the current one. I don't like the Iranian government, but I feel like it's just kind of it's a reaction to what happened. And it would be nice if, you know, everybody could get their shit together and get along instead of, you know, prejudices and stuff like that, and, like, our government going like, oh, hey, this one country, Israel, says you're 99% of the way close to a nuclear weapon, so we're going to put heavy tariffs and everything and break all of our treaties and all that stuff. Because, hey, the guy with the most political power says that you need to have that stuff, you need to have, like, all these, we need to cripple your economy. We don't want to destroy your country, we want to, have a free country for you by destroying your economy. And then it's like, if somebody were to, let's say, do BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions of Israel, then literally in the country of America, there are people, senators and congressmen that are like, hey, we should have people, it should be a crime to, you know, avoid buying products from our ally. It's like, really? So if I don't want to buy, what is it called? Hummus or something? Then all of a sudden I'm a criminal in your eyes? Because I don't support, you know, occupation and murdering, like, a whole bunch of people? Really? I just find it funny. I'm like, I'm sorry that if my political thing alienated me from you or anything like that. Also, fuck Israel. I used to be a big supporter of it when I was Republican and more religious, but then it's like, I go from Fox News to BBC News, and your view goes from, oh, these are the shining beacon upon a hill in the Middle East, to holy shit, they kill a whole bunch of children and treat these people horribly, and if they act up in any way, they get dicked down with carpet bombs and stuff like that. Holy shit. And when you have a peaceful solution like the Iran nuclear deal, they're like, yeah, even though everybody in the world says they're not making nuclear weapons and we can look at them at any time and we have all this technology and stuff that shows us whether or not they're refining things, we're pretty sure they're refining nuclear weapons, so we should, you know, have a whole bunch of sanctions and military action to prevent them from doing anything. Even, like, we should go back on our nuclear deal. For fuck's sakes. Oh, but North Korea, even though our guys say that North Korea is making nuclear weapons, let's let's go easy on it because, you know, the political stuff. And also that, you know, Donald Trump, it's like an obvious thing, but it's like, yeah, it came out like a couple months ago that's like, yeah, the main reason why he backed out of Iran thing, well, one of the main reasons was because he wanted to ruin Obama's legacy of, hey, a peaceful Middle East, because he wanted to get rid of that and then make his own legacy of North Korea. And he is against his spies because his spies say, hey, North Korea is still doing that stuff. Okay, I should cut this and see what other games I should make or get a fucking snack, because I am going off the goddamn rails here and just being a complete shithead. Political? Yeah. Correct? Hopefully. But being kind of, an angry person that's hungry? Yeah, most definitely, I would think. So anyways, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play. Again, sorry for all the political stuff. Hey, when I play, what is it? What was that one game? Empire Total War Warpath. I was very political because, hey, we dicked down the Native Americans fucking hard. There are 100 million of them. How many do you see now? Have you ever been to a reservation? I mean, some of them are okay, but some of them are, you drive for hours and hours and hours, and then you see it, and it's a couple of trailers in the middle of a desert where you can't grow shit. People were just told to live there. They couldn't leave. They were told to live there and try and survive. It's like, well, they weren't told to try and survive. Like, we shot them, we starved them, we exposed them, we used biological weapons on them. Like, the only, like, a big reason why United States isn't put on the same level as Nazi Germany, Hitler was like, hey, America's doing that to Native Americans, I guess I can do that to the Jews et al. Because, you know, there were 5 million other people that weren't Jewish people. But it's like, if America, like, was destroyed or lost something, America would be put on the same level as Nazi Germany. Maybe. I mean, there are a lot of Native Americans here. And to this day, we still dick them down hard. Again, I'm political. And going really rough and radical, I would guess. I don't know. So, please comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and neuter your animals, because that is one thing that I am very big on. I like going to my local shelter and being like, oh, animals were adopted, there weren't any strays brought in or new kittens or anything like that. Great. The animal population's under control. There's empty cages or kennels or whatever. Awesome. It's a lot easier to take care of only, like, what, 15 cats instead of 30. And until next time, let's play by me, GamerWolfSix, of some game that's probably not political. I'm thinking Genesis Alpha 1. So thanks and see ya.